Epilepsy is a disease that can strike any family, and it's also a condition that for many years kind of remained hidden because of all the stigmas attached to it. But with greater understanding comes greater acceptance of those who suffer from it. This year, the Epilepsy Foundation of Southeast Tennessee partners with our Chattanooga Lookouts to help strike out epilepsy. To tell us more about this special night is Sadara Bond. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Let's Chat.
Wonderful.
Okay, so when I was a little child, I remember being at church one Sunday morning, and we walked out. It was probably 6 or 7 years ago, probably younger than you are, Aiden. And all of a sudden there was a crowd of people around one of our church members that was laying on the sidewalk. And my mom and dad just we walked around the crowd, got in the car, and went off to eat. And I remember asking my mom and dad, what was that? And they said, well, that was so-and-so, and they were having a seizure. They suffer from epilepsy. And that was all it was said. As a 6-year-old, I'm like, oh, okay, and moved on from there. Explain to us, what is epilepsy?
Epilepsy is an abnormal discharge of electricity in your brain, and it's a neurological disorder. So anything that disrupts the normal flow of electricity can cause seizures.
Okay, and so what is a seizure now?
A seizure is what somebody has because of the disruption in their brain. So there's about 20 different types of seizures.
Wow.
Most people know the largest, which used to be called grand mal, and it is now called a tonic-clonic. And what that means is they get very rigid and they shake.
Right.
And that's the ones that you see where they fall.
My wife has a Chihuahua that has some type of seizures from time to time, and her paws get real rigid and things, and she just kind of shakes. Of course, Chihuahuas shake anyway, but even more so, and she's on some kind of medicine for that. What's the danger when somebody has a seizure?
You can actually die from seizures because they're prolonged. It can stop your breathing. It can cause massive trauma to your brain, and the ultimate result could be death if the seizure goes on for so long without being interrupted.
How prevalent is epilepsy in people with seizures here in Chattanooga or Tennessee, for that matter?
In Tennessee, there's almost 74,000 people with epilepsy, and 1 in 100 people have epilepsy.
Oh, wow. So there's a good chance that throughout our day, 1 in 4 chance of people we come in contact with that have epilepsy. All right, so let's say that we are out in public and somebody does have a seizure. How should we act? Are there things we should do, things we shouldn't do?
Absolutely. So if someone's having a seizure, clear the area out from around them. You don't want anything that they can get hurt on, anything that they can bang into. If they're standing, help them lay down if they're having a bad seizure. Don't put anything in their mouth. That's one of the old folklore things, because people were afraid that they would swallow their tongue. It's not possible.
Right.
Turn them on their side, so that way if they're aspirating or breathing in their own spit or something, they don't choke. And time it. That is probably one of the most important things, is because if a seizure is going on for longer than 5 minutes, you want to call 911.
Wow, okay. Now, most people that have epilepsy, they probably know they have epilepsy already, and so they're probably on medications, and you would think people around them, family members and things, would know exactly what to do with them.
And we offer free training. So if anybody wants us to come to their school or their job, it's absolutely free. We can do any kind of training that you want for epilepsy.
Okay, so I'm about as old as dirt, and I remember as a child that encounter with someone with epilepsy. Have we got more research? Are we closer to a cure, or what with epilepsy?
There's no cure for epilepsy, but there is a lot of research out there. There's a lot of new products, whether it's a VNS, which is a surgery that goes through your vagal nerve to help control epilepsy. There is RNS, which is, I can't remember what the R stands for.
But I can imagine all of this is
brain.
expensive and funding. And so with that, you've got a big event coming up with our Chattanooga Lookouts. They're going to strike out epilepsy. Tell us real quickly about that.
Strike out epilepsy. This is our 4th year doing it. It is superhero night this time.
Yeah.
And Aiden is wearing our last year's jersey.
Way to go, Aiden.
And on the back of them, it's so cool because we get special jerseys for the players. They sign them.
Oh, cool.
And they give them back to us, and they smell. They're game-worn jerseys, but it's just a great way to bring awareness to the community. And this June 23rd is our event, and it is actually Superhero Night, which ties into another fundraiser we do in October. That's a superhero spread.
And everybody loves superheroes, so you can be a superhero as well and come out and help us with the Epilepsy Foundation there at the Lookouts coming up on the 23rd. You're watching Let's Chat.